Hi, my name is Mark Savin. My group members are Andrew, Anthony, and Amit Veer, and today we would like to share with you what geothermal energy is. So what is geothermal energy? Geothermal energy is heat energy that we derive from the earth. This heat is used in many applications, from large and complex power stations to small and simple pumping systems. Geothermal energy is an alternative energy source worth considering. It is affordable and sustainable, allowing us to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels, sparing us from the global warming risks that result from their use. Below the Earth's crust lies magma. Heat is constantly being generated in this area of the Earth because of the decay of naturally radioactive materials such as uranium and potassium. Approximately 10,000 meters below the Earth's surface, the amount of energy generated by this heat provides 50,000 times more energy than all the oil and natural gases in the world. Below the Earth's surface, approximately 10 to a few hundred feet, we can use the heat stored there as a direct source of energy. The heat contained below your house is enough to warm it up. There are places throughout the Earth known as hotspots. A hotspot is a location in the Earth where the temperature underground is higher than regular. These regions typically have volcanoes. Hotspots occur at places where the crust is thin enough to let heat through. For example, the Pacific Rim is referred to as the Ring of Fire because it has many volcanoes and many hotspots. As technology advances, we can harness this heat and convert it into electricity on a completely different scale than we are currently using electricity. This can be done with the aid of enhanced geothermal systems. The abbreviation is EGS. Popular EGSs are used in geothermal power plants and are known as hydrothermal convection systems. Water enters Earth's crust and gets heated up. This heated water is forced to rise to the surface, at which point we capture the steam and use it to drive electric generators. Currently, geothermal power plants will drill holes into the earth to capture more steam. There are three simple designs for geothermal power plants. All three designs extract hot water and steam from the earth and use it and then return it as warm water to prolong the life of this heat source. The first design is called dry steam. The steam goes through a turbine, then into a condenser where the steam is condensed into water. The second approach is called flash steam, which depressurizes heat into steam, which then drives the turbine. The third approach is called binary cycle. Water is passed through a heat exchanger and heats a second liquid, for example isobutane. Isobutane boils at lower temperatures than water, so it is easier to convert to steam and run a turbine. The design we go with is dependent on our resource. If water comes out in the form of steam, it can be used directly and is suitable for the first design, dry steam. If the water is hot enough, the second design can be used. If the other two resources are not available, then the water must enter a heat exchanger, in which case we go with design 3. It is worth mentioning that there are more water resources than pure steam or high temperature water sources. Therefore, there is more potential for this use of binary cycle systems. Ground source heat pumps. Ground source heat pumps are one means of being able to extract geothermal energy. Ground source heat pumps can provide heating and cooling to buildings. They take advantage of the constant year-round temperature of approximately 10 degrees Celsius that is just a few feet below the ground surface. Air or antifreeze liquid is pumped through the pipes that have been installed underground and is recirculated into the building. In the summer, the liquid moves heat from the building to the ground, and in the winter, the liquid brings the heat out of the ground. This method is environmentally clean and can save lots of money annually, a couple $100s, and already over 600,000 of these have been installed in US homes.
Geothermal energy has low energy costs that are comparable to energy from natural gas power plants. The energy cost is about 5 cents per kilowatt hour, which is much cheaper than other sources of renewable energy, such as solar, hydro, and wind energy. This makes geothermal energy competitive with conventional, non-renewable sources in the long term. Unlike solar energy, which is only usable during daylight hours, and wind, which is only usable when the weather permits, geothermal energy is almost always operational, giving it another advantage over some other renewable types. Geothermal energy also has a low maintenance and running cost, since it primarily uses a steam turbine, similar to coal or natural gas, unlike hydro or wind, where structures need to be regularly maintained. Once installed, geothermal power plants prove to be about as cost-efficient as non-renewable sources.
There are many advantages to using geothermal energy, especially given the current global reliance on non-renewable and unclean sources. The most obvious advantage in the use of geothermal energy is its relatively low impact on the environment and atmosphere. It has a carbon footprint that is very low compared to other combustible energy sources such as coal, gas, and oil. For example, the carbon dioxide output of a typical coal power plant is approximately 8 times greater than that of the geothermal energy plant with the same power generation. This reduction in greenhouse gas production is important in mitigating the impending effects of global warming. Another great advantage is the renewable nature of geothermal energy sources. These reservoirs are naturally replenished as a consequence of the heat generated by the Earth's core. Geothermal energy is independent of weather conditions, making its energy output stable and reliable year-round, regardless of cloud cover and wind speed. Geothermal energy is a widely accessible source, being available in most areas across the globe, and its application can easily scale to both private use and industrial use. It also makes sense financially, yielding a high return on investment for homeowners who choose to install geothermal systems. Homeowners can see significant savings in their energy bill, which can range between 30 to 60% in reductions during winter months and 25 to 50% reduction during summer months. The benefits of geothermal energy do come at a cost, however, one of which is the high initial cost of a geothermal installation. Residential systems can cost up to $20,000 in Canada, which may also require property excavation, incurring extra costs. Furthermore, geothermal systems are not self-sufficient. They require an external electrical power source to power the heat pumps. One of the largest inhibitors to the adoption of geothermal energy as a primary source is its poor public perception, especially in developing countries and communities where the benefit could really be maximized. There are many factors that contribute to this problem, one of which is limited public knowledge. People with little access to education in rural communities who don't have an understanding for geothermal energy harvesting are reluctant to disturb land at high initial cost. Negative media coverage also plays a role in its lack of adoption, as seen in the El Tetillo geyser eruption incident in Chile, where a geothermal project was suspended indefinitely due to non-compliance of project safety requirements and public opposition. Cultural and other social reasons also arise when large-scale geothermal projects are proposed over lands of significance.
In conclusion, geothermal energy systems are a clean and renewable energy resource that take advantage of the abundance of valuable energy that cannot be harnessed by any other means. The way in which geothermal energy is extracted and produced is less harmful to the environment than most other resources, such as fossil fuels. While the initial costs to building these systems are expensive, it is an investment worth taking at the cost of saving our planet. Here are our references. Thank you for your time.